What on earth do you say? You just cannot write off this Cardiff City side, Jay. What were you thinking towards the end there?
Oh, you know, it looked blue for him, but you know, I'm absolutely buzzing. You know, Ben Turner, you know, he's switched on. There's a flick on at the near post. Great, you know, great delivery from Whittingham again. And you know, he's poached it in and you know, got a tap in, and you know, I'm absolutely buzzing for him.
You've got a big old smile on his face, Jamie.
He must be so proud, Malky Mackay, of his boys. The character they've shown today to go 2-1. There must have been 5 or 6 Cardiff players cramping up, but they've kept going. The 2 corners that came in, the delivery was so good. And I felt Dirk Kuyt saved the first one, and the next one comes in. And listen, I have to be honest, it isn't anything more than they deserve. They deserved to get to a penalty shootout. They have been that good today.
That Cardiff team have given absolutely everything, haven't they, Robbie? We've seen some of them dead on their feet out there.
Yeah, as Jamie's just said, you know, there's, I mean, 20 minutes of 90 minutes, you get players going down with cramp, and then you're playing an extra 30 minutes. You know, even just before he scored, you know, you've got the lad on the wing, you know, he's touched it 3 or 4 times,
yeah.
and he's absolutely...
This is the one, though, Ben. There's a few people I've been in this situation as Robbie has. There's a few people diving for cover.
Last time, Robbie, 2001, you were there.
Yeah, I've got good memories of penalty shootout.
What goes through your head?
I'm quite a confident person anyway, to be honest, so I very rarely get nervous, to be fair, and I know other players do.
Will they have these 5 penalty takers planned beforehand?
Yeah, I think they'd have worked on them. You know, if they haven't done, they should have done. Because,
but you say that, Robbie, there could be injuries. You maybe substituted one of the players. As much as everyone, you want to be taking penalties, but one player might have cramp. He might not have had the game. There's, you know, there's different personalities. Not everybody's like you, Robbie. That you're happy to take one.
It's funny with penalties. Well, I mean, as a manager, you would go up and you would ask the player would he fancy it first. So it's not up to the manager to just necessarily decide who will take the penalties. It's down to the players. You know, if you want to take the penalty, do you fancy? You know, you're confident. You know, it could be how you've played the game. You know, if you've had a bad game, you know, your confidence mightn't be there to actually want to take the penalty. So,
Jay, Cardiff got through on penalties in the semi-final. That's surely going to be a positive omen.
Well, they've been through it before, haven't they? And I think that, you know, they've got nothing to lose now. It's 50-50.
Would you fancy one if you're out there?
Yeah, I'd like to take one on my forward. You know, you always want to. I'd want to take the first one rather than the last one.
You also, if you're Steven Gerrard, you want to win the toss here because you'd prefer to be taking penalties into the Liverpool fans. I think that's also important. So I think Stevie's going to be hoping to win that. That can make a bit of a difference.
And what sort of an impact as well? Liverpool, they were practically there, Robbie, minutes away from the victory. To have that equaliser in the dying seconds. I
think obviously they've been very, very disappointed they've not seen the game out. But I mean, as Jamie says, full credit to Cardiff, and they look dead and buried with all the players and cramping up and going down injured, and they get back into the game, as Jamie says, with them. I mean, 2 superb corners that caused Liverpool just so many problems.
So, as it stands, Jamie, going into penalties, who are you going to back?
Well, I think the fact that Cardiff have been down this route already, I think that does give them a slight advantage, but it's a lottery. I mean, I've took them, I've missed them, and I've scored them. It's the worst feeling in the world. I must admit, Ben, there isn't anything like it. When you've actually got to stand there, and if you miss, you know you're letting your fans down, your teammates. It's an awful feeling. So Stephen's good. I think he's going to go first.
They're not as easy as people think. Penalties. No, there's actually no pressure on the keeping. All the pressure is on the player who's taking the penalty. So
just hit the target. I think that's the key, isn't it?
Hit the back of the net.
We've seen Tom Heaton make some great saves. Pepe Reina, of course, a great penalty keeper as well. Jay, who are you going to back in the penalty shootout here?
Cardiff, all the way. They've, like you said, they've had penalties a few times. You know, Tom is actually quite good at penalties. I remember last season we used to have a bit of a laugh and practice and that, and he's pretty good at penalties, and he saved a few as well on the road.
Liverpool have obviously won the toss there as well, Jay. They're going to be taking penalties into their own fans, which you think is a small advantage.
Yeah.
You're looking for small margins right now.
Of course, exactly. You look at, as Jay said, the keeper's good, Heaton. But so's this guy, Pepe Reina, is one of the best in the world.
I think, the commentator just said Liverpool have missed 5 out of 9 penalties this year, so, how do they, their players...
Here's the skipper.
Let's hand over to our commentators for the penalties, Alan Smith and Alan Parry.
Steven Gerrard scored penalties in both legs of the semi-final against Manchester City. But he has not scored here in the final. Tom Heaton, Cardiff's semi-final hero, has done it again with a splendid save.
Well, there were penalty saves and there were penalty saves, and this is one of the best. The high hand as he dives. The penalty wasn't a particularly poor one. What a save.
The first advantage goes the way of Cardiff City, but Kenny Miller did miss. He took the first one in the semi-final against Crystal Palace and blazed it over the crossbar.
Well, experienced men for both clubs, opening up the penalties. He missed that chance, Kenny Miller. Can he do better here?
Yes! No! Oh, it was on its way and the post stopped him from celebrating. He's missed again.
Well, the first thing you want to do is get it on target. If the keeper saves it, well, good luck to him. The nerves get in the way, even for the most experienced, somebody that's been in some big football matches during his career.
Charlie Adam. Oh, it's an awful, awful penalty by a man you would have really put your money on to score. 8 of the 9 penalties he took for Blackpool last season, he converted.
Well, it's not even close, is it? I think it's still travelling up to the back of the stand. It's a shocker from Charlie Adam, who is going to show some composure here and bury one.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, Cardiff have had experience in 2 rounds of the competition this season. Cowie to take this one and score.
That's more like it. A little higher than Steven Gerrard's. In the same side. Really difficult for the keeper when you stick it up towards the roof of the net.
And he scored in the 3rd round shootout against Leicester. Cowie's done so again. And Cowie, who must have thought he had won this for Liverpool, needs this to bring them level. And he's scored.
Well, he's done his bit today, hasn't he? Nicely taken. They convert, the rest of them. They've won this Carling Cup.
Really good step this time. And the post has denied him. Pepe Reina celebrates, but it's the post that has been the biggest enemy to Cardiff.
Didn't really think he approached that with any degree of confidence, Costed.
Now it's Downing, who's had an excellent game. Can he cap it by scoring here? He can!
Well, that was nice and cool. There hasn't been too much of that about. It's like a training ground penalty.
And Liverpool lead 2-1 now in the shootout. And up steps Whittingham. He of the trusty left foot. Normally, anyway. It's Trusty again.
Oh, might it go down to these last 2? My word.
And somewhat surprisingly, it's Glenn Johnson coming forward for Liverpool. I personally have not seen him take a penalty for Liverpool.
Well, there's always a first time. And what a time.
Johnson hits it into the roof of the net, and now the pressure is on Cardiff City.
Almost unstoppable when it is that high.
What a moment. And it's been missed. Liverpool have won the Carling Cup final, but what a magnificent effort by Cardiff City. They have taken the Premier League team through 90 minutes, through half an hour of extra time and to a penalty shootout. And with a massive irony, it's Anthony Gerrard, the cousin of the Liverpool skipper, who missed the final vital kick.
Yeah, the first person to go up to him was his cousin Stephen to console a dejected character. But you're right, Al, what a part they've played, Cardiff, in this Carling Cup final. And what a finish we've had.
What an astonishing day here at the Wembley Stadium, where Liverpool had not played in a cup final before today. The old stadium, but it almost became their private property at one stage. The new stadium they had never played at before today. And that miss by Anthony Gerrard has won Kenny Dalglish, for the first time in his managerial career, the League Cup.
The full marks for him volunteering now. As a centre-half, I don't know how many penalties he's taken down the years, Anthony Gerrard, but he stepped up. And sometimes when you do step forward, inevitably you will foul.
Well, you have to feel for him and all the Cardiff players. A magnificent effort they have made here today. They won the shootouts in the third round against Leicester and the semi-final against Crystal Palace. But on the day, in the final, when it mattered most, they're unsuccessful. Dirk Kuyt, the man who thought he'd won it for Liverpool in extra time, is with our reporter Andy Burton.